Hi guys, Freddie B here. It is Tuesday, after Monday, after Sunday, after Saturday. At the Miami Gran Prix, I'll tell you what, I went down for the weekend of my life. It was a great time. Everybody had a good time. Let's talk about the weekend real quick, and then I'll tell you about my weekend, and we'll talk about the weekend real quick, okay? So, you had Formula Academy races, which is the ladies, and they're running basically Formula 4 cars. Here in the U.S., it would be like having a Formula Ford with a wing on it. Great little car, fast, fun, neat cars. They were racing, and there was a great field for that, and they had two races. Porsche Cup, Carrera Cup here in the U.S., two races, Saturday and Sunday. And then, of course, we had two Formula One races. We had the Sprint on Saturday, and we had Formula One on Sunday. There's a couple of things that you might be able to say that are guarantees in Formula One. One, Max is going to win the race, and two, Kevin Magnussen's going to get a penalty. Well, at least one of those came true in Kevin Magnussen receiving a penalty for running into Logan Sargent during the race. So, we had the Porsche Carreras. Just to give you a quick update, they had their spec cars, Carrera GTSs. Basically, they run the same spec all over the world, and in the U.S., they were here. Funny, there was a Sebring race this weekend, which is not but 60 miles from where I am. So to have two major IMSA, an IMSA event there and Formula One in the same state on the same weekend, kind of split the racing fans. I'm sure Sebring, I can tell you Sebring's a whole lot cheaper to go to. I will promise you that. In the Porsche Carrera on Saturday, Loke Hartag came in first with Zach Venier second and Michael Cooper third. And then on Sunday, Zach Venier won that race. And then Alex Sedgwick came in second. And then Ryan Yardick or something like that came in third. Loke Hartog came in seventh. And Michael Cooper, just so you want to know, they came in fifth in the second race. And so that was the Porsche races. The Canadian driver for in Formula Academy, I know she won on Saturday because I heard the Canadian national anthem. But I don't know who won the Sunday race. But I will tell you this. I thought it was funny because it was a young lady who was in Alpine livery, and I turned to my buddy Scott, who I went to the race with, and I said, "That's the first Alpine livery you're going to see probably in Victory Lane in a long, long time." So, we all got a chuckle out of that. But the cars were spectacular. My first Formula One race, it was great. A couple of things I would do differently next year is definitely get a seat. I got a campus pass, which was pretty cool. And you talk about a first-class operation. Go to any Formula One race. Boy, did they have everything logistically sound. It was incredible. It really was something to behold. I will say that I was just overwhelmed at the speed of these Formula One cars, and their ability to get around this track is excellent. It was a great racetrack, really, really good venue. I really wasn't sure on TV the last 2 years watching it on TV if it was a great venue. Turns out it has a lot of good technical aspects to the course. It has 3 DRS zones, which are great. It's got some of the twisty bits. Max found that out in a technical part because he knocked down a Bullard. And while he didn't get penalized or anything, I think it might have partially cost him the race in that he might have lost some aerodynamic downforce on the front wing. Lance Norris won the race, and it was incredible. The crowd was great for that. I think Lando Norris, pardon me. He was just pumped. It was good. He was the recipient of a fortuitous full course caution that happened when Kevin Magnussen took out Logan Sargent. They were both going into, I want to say, turn 1 or maybe 5. But anyway, Logan thought he had passed Magnussen. Magnussen stayed on the inside. He didn't get up close enough. He should have given the corner up. He didn't, and he kind of hit Magnussen, or he hit Logan Sargent's rear wheel, spun him back into a barrier, thus ending his day. I got a Logan Sargent shirt back here, and I bought that the other day because I like the kid and I think he needs a break. But I fear that this might have been his last Grand Prix. Don't know. He may come back, but he really hasn't gotten much of a chance this year, even though they kept him at Williams. They haven't kept him completely. I'll be right back. My pizza out of the oven, that's what you heard in the back. So we were talking about the weekend and what an incredible win it was for Lando. This is so good. Such a great pizza. I know, I shouldn't be eating while I'm videotaping, but it was really, really good. So, anyhow, let's talk about my weekend. I made some notes, and I'll tell you, the venue for this is Joe Robbie Stadium, and it is excellent. Buddy of mine came down from Tampa, scooter. We left at 5:15 or so in the morning to head to Miami. Our plan was to get there, get a bite to eat, then go and enjoy the day at the racetrack. Check into the hotel, I'll tell you about that in a bit, and dinner, and then spend Sunday at the track after the race, get in the car, come back to Sarasota. So that's the overview. So we get in a car, beautiful day. I will tell you that everybody on 95 or 75, Interstate 75, coming out of Sarasota, heading down to Naples and then across the alley, people were flying. I mean, we were doing 85, 90 miles an hour. Sorry, state police. And that was keeping up with traffic. So people wanted to, there was not a lot of traffic, as you can imagine, at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what traffic was there was hauling butt. And we were one of them. So we're getting over there. We get across to the alley. And Alligator Alley is fabulous, quick, straight line. Set it on the cruise control, take your hands off the wheel. He got a new Explorer and it has this adaptive cruise control, and we chatted all the way over. Got around to 595, heading down to 75, found a Waffle House. That was beautiful. Went to a Waffle House, had a great breakfast. I went with the cheesy eggs with raisin toast, fabulous with the hash browns. I'm sure all of you have experienced that. Love me some Waffle House. And then off to the track we go. We were at lot 35, so we're getting close to the racetrack. We're getting close to Joe Robbie Stadium. We're looking around. They had these big pink 10 by 10 banners that were boxed, and they had the numbers of the lots on them. So we are going down, and we see 40, and then we see 39. And, okay, we're getting there. And we were in lot 35. And we get to 34, and we're looking around for 35, can't find it. Now we're back under the interstate. We're going away from the stadium, and like, this isn't right. Turn around, go back. So we get up to 34. There was a guy at 34 parking, and we said, hey, where's 35? He goes, it's across the street. It's Calder Racecourse. So that's great. So we get pulled into Calder Racecourse, which is about a half mile from Joe Robbie Stadium, and get parked. Okay? The only parking lot that wasn't marked with a big pink bullard or big pink boxy thing to let us know that it was there. So we got all set up and everything, and we are inundated, as is everybody, with these guys on trikes. Guys that got these big tricycles that will carry anywhere from 1 to 5 people. And they're electrically operated, a lot of them, and they will take you to the stadium. And so for the half-mile ride, the guy goes, for two of us, $75. We walked. It didn't get any cheaper throughout the weekend, but $75 was just a little too rich for us to get a ride where we could have easily walked. And I'd say it was probably a good mile to the stadium from where we parked, but it wasn't a bad walk. It's Florida. It's flat. It's not a bad deal. The sun wasn't out hot yet. It was just, nice and a great morning. Get in. We went into the West Campus, Gate 6 or whatever. We were between the north end of the track where the big long straightaway is, the big one, and then you have the hard right-hand turn that comes in around the Auto Nation grandstands. And then it comes back to the start-finish. That was turn 17. So we were between that and turn 4 bridge that went to turn 5, 6 around the yacht club. So we weren't really sure to go, so we went down the street, we went through, and then we ended up going over the turn 19 bridge and back up into the north campus, where we found a pretty good place. And we found this very nice place with a video board, and we could kind of keep up with what was going there. A lot of vendors and a lot of this, and we got some merchandise and things like that. Bought our hats and, bought my shirt. I bought these 2 shirts, $160. And yeah, they saw us coming. They saw everybody coming. There had to be, they said there were 227,000 people there for the 3 days. There had to be more. But it was excellent. I'm trying to remember how many people went to the Kansas NASCAR race. Anyway, we figured out strategically where to watch the races by walking around, and we must have walked 10 miles the whole weekend. But if you got after turn 3, they came around. It was kind of elevated from where we are, coming down to turn 4, just a slight downslope, and then off to turn 5. So you could watch them come out of the turn, go by you, again going low, down to turn 5, where they would downshift and take a quick left, going turn 4 and 5, which is an S complex, and then turn 6 you go into the marina, where they have the 4 boats. The boats were spectacular. There were 2 Midnight Expresses. Those were the center consoles, and the other ones were Bowers and something, and they were beautifully classic lined picnic boats. They were gorgeous. And then you come around turn 13 and 12 and zip on down. I'm sorry, not 13 and 12. You go around turn 8, and then you haul an ass down to turn 11. Even though it's a little windy, you never take your foot off the gas. I will tell you, from the time they came out of turn 3, guys, to the time that I could see them again at the turn 9 bridge, okay, and if you look at a trap map, you'll see that they gotta go, I would say a good half a mile. It was 30. It's probably about a mile. It was like 20 seconds. I mean, they were flying. It was really neat. So anyway, the cool things that we saw, I just made some notes. Donald Trump was there, which was super cool. He came in. We saw these 18-wheelers. We saw them Saturday evening. They were positioning them. So there's this massive traffic jam heading by the stadium on 27th Street. But they weren't letting traffic go north. They were moving traffic to the south. We kept walking to our parking spot, and where we were, we could actually go north. So we broached that line of demarcation. But they brought these 18-wheelers that they were going to use with big trailers on them, to put the drivers and the press and the people to take the track tour. And they come rolling up the wrong way with a police escort. It was pretty funny. A lot of police escorts. Saw Red Bull leave on Saturday. They had a police escort. Learned that the officers are getting paid about $75 an hour to be a police escort, and there were tons of them, hundreds of them. So anyway, Trump came in on Sunday. He kind of took over the paddock, which was awesome. The crowd went wild. I will tell you this is an international crowd, and they love the fact that President Trump came in. He went in, he shook all the guys at McLaren's hand. McLaren CEO Zach Brown, an American. So he went to see them, he wished them luck, and boom, Lando Norris wins the race. It was incredible. So, stayed on Saturday night at a Marriott location called Aloft, A-L-O-F-T, in Aventura. Very, very nice hotel. Beautiful area of Aventura, right across from a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Several other places. We decided to eat at a taco bar. Wasn't impressed with it. Margarita was good, but was not impressed with that. Probably should have spent the money, gone across the street to Ruth's Chris, but we were really tired, and quite frankly, I don't think we would have enjoyed Ruth's Chris as much because we were so tired. So anyway, we had dinner. I had one margarita, and then we had a gelato at this grape gelato place, and then we went to bed. So we got up early on Sunday morning, went to find a place to eat. I told Scooter there was an IHOP on the Miranda Parkway or Miramar Parkway we were on. Pulled over there, go in, couldn't get any service, sat down at the table for 10 minutes, still didn't get menu, so we left and went across the street to Denny's where we got immediately good service and the food was great. So we had breakfast at Denny's. Headed off, we were behind where the traffic flow was, so we literally just popped right in to our parking spot where we were yesterday, but we moved much, much closer to the exit. We also backed in the vehicle, so when we were ready to go, we just put it in drive, and we literally just drove right out of there. We were in a traffic jam for a total on Sunday, getting out of the track for maybe 15 minutes. And that was it, because we designed our exit to go counter race, which is what it did. Then we went north for a mile, then we headed west, picked up the turnpike, picked up 575, hit up 75, and got home around 10 something. Not bad. Went to bed. Anyway, great weekend. Would do it again. The only thing I missed was where we were watching the race. Unfortunately, by turn 9 and stuff, it would have been awesome had they put a couple more jumbotrons, so based on where we were watching the race from, we could see the rest of the race and not just be stuck where we were. But there were plenty of places to watch the race, and the amenities were great. The mimosas were $64, which was a little expensive. Beer, Miller Lite was $12. I don't know what a Heineken. I think it was $15. Hamburger was $13, but it was pretty tasty. But didn't come in fries. Fries were $7. So it ain't cheap to go to a Formula One race. You really don't expect it. You kind of got to throw the economies out and just kind of enjoy the day, and that's what we did. Anyway, that's my report for the Miami Grand Prix. I have more to say. We'll have more videos on that and other Formula One stuff coming up in the next couple of days. But ta-ta for now.